This is the Reds POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Good evening, Reds fans, and welcome to another edition of the POSTCAST. I'm Tim Daniel. This team's terrible right now, and it's really frustrating. I'm a lifelong Reds fan, unfortunately, and I've been podcasting about this team for 5 years at publications such as Late Night Reds and The Riverfront, and I want to thank you all for spending some time with me because you also are hurting as much as I am when the Cincinnati Reds take a 10-1 loss to the Arizona Diamondbacks this Saturday night. If you're just checking my show out for the first time, welcome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. We are so glad to have you. Please be sure to hit that notification button here on YouTube. This can only get my show after each and every single Reds game, but you can get Jeff Carr and Stephen Offenbaker Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds. This episode is also brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Enter for a chance to win a golf trip for two to any golf tournament in the USA. Visit 5HEWIN.com for full rules and entry. No purchase necessary. Excludes the Masters tournament. Ends October 31st, 2025. On tonight's show, I don't think there's any other way to put it. That game sucked. So we're going to talk about it. Andrew Abbott also wasn't very good tonight. We're going to discuss that. And at least we can talk about Zach Maxwell making his big league debut and giving us something exciting to discuss here. But all that and a whole lot more, let's just get to it, shall we?
This is what you'll be talking about.
Did they quit today? Did they look like they wanted to play baseball? Good Lord. That was awful. There was no good to come from this game. I don't know, maybe no. I mean, we'll talk about Zach Maxwell later. But that's really, really bad baseball against a team who's under 500. And I get that people want to kind of say well, they're in the wild card race still. And technically, yes, they are. But they just traded away a ton of guys at the deadline. And tonight was a game where the Reds just had so many things go wrong. And it looked like at one point they just kind of said, uncle, and just kind of let it roll. Chris Sutton says 0-2 since the Hooters barge left. Rest in peace to Hooters barge. 7 hits tonight, and 3 walks. You should be able to put across more than 1 run. I don't know. I feel like that's not too difficult to say. 2 extra base hits throughout the night. Couldn't do anything with that. 1 for 8 runners in scoring position. 8 guys left on base. The double steal was cool. There was that. There was a double steal, so I'll at least give them that. And 2 guys tonight had 2 hits. That was it. I get it. It's baseball. Things happen. This just emphasizes last night's loss even more to me about the way that they played in extra innings and how they really could have just put themselves in a situation to take the series tomorrow if they had just played that smarter. And now you're looking at a situation where you're just hoping to not get swept by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Mind you, you swept the Diamondbacks earlier in the year. Do you remember that in Cincinnati in June? Whole different team, probably a better team than they are right now. I mean, look at guys getting at bats right now for them. Tyler Locklear is getting at bats for them right now. There's that. Guys like Ildemaro Vargas are getting at bats for them right now. Yeah, it's just, and I get it. They have some really good players. I love Ketel Marte, man. He's awesome. I really like Geraldo Perdomo. He's really awesome. But tonight, the Reds should not be looking at a situation where they're just hoping that they aren't swept for the first time this year when they play tomorrow. I felt like tonight was just a total dreadful nightmare. And it was a situation that they just kind of at times looked like they didn't want to play. I mean, once Andrew Abbott gave up 3 runs in the first inning, you knew that this was he just kind of felt like out of it. And I'm not really mad at Andrew Abbott, though we're going to talk a lot about that in the next segment. But, you got to have a backup plan. You got to have a situation where it's like, okay, he doesn't have it tonight. We need to step up. And they didn't do it. So, cool that Will Banfield got to make his big league debut tonight too, I guess. As you guys can tell, I'm drawing at straws to talk about positive things from this matchup. Oh, by the way, the Mets won again tonight. So you're now looking at 2.5 behind them as you're trying to figure out a way to get that spot. Both teams are 5-5 in their last 10. And I didn't necessarily hate the lineup tonight. I didn't really love Santiago Espinal playing. Like, look, I get it. If you don't want to play Matt McLain every day right now because he's struggling, that's fine. I can deal with that. I have no fight against that. But at this point, what are you doing if malpractice is not on this team? I mean, not malpractice. It is malpractice what they're doing. Wow. Yeah, it's been a night. Why is Sal Stewart not here is what I'm trying to say, guys. By the way, hit some bombs again tonight. Sal Stewart, really good at baseball. Not on the Reds, though. Really good at AAA Louisville, apparently. Santiago Espinal has to get those big league at-bats instead of Sal Stewart. So that's great. They need a shot in the arm offensively. And I don't know if Sal Stewart and Hector Rodriguez are going to just bring it immediately, but does it hurt to not give them a shot right now? Like, what else you got? I don't know. Tonight sucked. And I thought the Reds really looked like they didn't want to play well tonight. And Dave's right here talking about Brian Hayes plays at third. Like, that was awesome. I almost feel like you just can count on that. So, it's awfully fun to watch. And he had 2 hits tonight, and he's been so fun to watch as a Red. It's like the one positive that I've seen so far in this situation. But, all the momentum again of beating the Angels 2 out of 3. You find another situation where you're right back to playing against to the level of your competition, and you lose 2 out of 2 to the Diamondbacks, potentially 3 tomorrow. So that is really frustrating. Especially because right now we're on this West Coast road trip where all of us are like, tonight wasn't too late, but we're all staying up to watch these games. We don't want to stay up to watch them get boat raced and dog walked by bum teams, right? I don't know. I'm annoyed. But you know what else was awful? Andrew Abbott was awful tonight. And he's allowed to be awful sometimes. And we're going to talk about that more right after this. Time to fuel up and turn it up with a 5-hour energy transfusion. This grape, ginger, and lime flavored shot brings the iconic taste of a golf course favorite to a non-alcoholic boost. Perfect for sinking birdies or making great memories with friends, it's a hole-in-one for your energy game. Whether you're out on the course or just need a little extra push to power through your day, 5-hour energy transfusion delivers the clubhouse flavor you love without ever leaving the green. I know when I'm out there playing with my buddies, I'm on hole 9, we're halfway through, and I need that extra boost. 5-hour energy comes through for me very well there, leads me to having my better game at the second half of the holes I'm playing. Golf is all about good times with good people and good flavors. The grape, ginger, lime flavors of 5-hour energy transfusion gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without leaving the course or chasing down the bev cart. Now you can amp up the fun even more. Just buy, snap, and enter for a chance to win a dream golf trip for 2 to any golf tournament in the United States. Tee up that trip. Visit 5hewin.com for full rules and entry. No purchase necessary. Exclusive Masters Tournament and ends October 31st, 2025. Want to shout out to everydayers here on the Postcast for spending some time with me. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me as well. As always, if you are not a regular everydayer, which you can be by hitting that notification button here on YouTube, you can not only get my show after each and every game, but you can get Jeff Carr and Stephen Offenbaker Monday through Friday on Locked on Reds as well. If you are not able to check us out on here on YouTube, you can subscribe to us on your podcast app of choice. We are on all of them. And after you're done listening to us, go listen to Locked on MLB. They watch every game, so you don't have to. All right, let's talk about the turning point in this game.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Well, there could probably be a lot because Arizona just poured it on. But I am thinking it's going to be fair to say that when Arizona had their really nice home run there, and by really nice, I mean, I'm being sarcastic, by Lourdes Gurriel in the 3rd inning to make it 5-0. That basically told us that, that was not their night. They've had like one of those games this year, right? Where they had some epic comeback. Oh, 2. I guess the Tiger series, they had one too. But Andrew Abbott stunk tonight. And here's what I'll say about it. It's disappointing. It's discouraging. But also, he's been so good all year that I can't be mad at him. I really can't be. Would I have loved to have seen him like pitch better and give his team a better chance to win tonight? Yeah, absolutely I would. But he has been so good that he was due to have a bad day. Every starter gets rocked at some point. It's up to your other parts of your team to figure out how to pick your team up. They didn't do it. And before anyone comes in here and does the typical thing where they're going to blame the Ellie error, stop. Okay, just stop. I'm so sick of the Ellie stuff. I'm so sick of finding every way possible to berate Ellie. You want to say he's struggling? You want to say he's not playing well? Yeah, I will listen to that conversation. But the error is not the sole reason they lost tonight, guys. They were down like what, 4-0 at that point, something like that, 3-0. It wasn't great, but it sucked. And Andrew Abbott, this is what my point is that he's been so good all year, and he's really been awesome. I mean, his last outing, he snapped the Brewers' winning streak. He was tremendous in that game. And then the game before that against the Phillies, he's also really good. So he was just going to kind of run into one, right? It was just bound to happen. But still love everything they're getting from Andrew Abbott. Just, and a little bummed out what they got there, but still happy to see. And again, yeah, Nick says right here, one bad game doesn't make a season. I completely agree. I kind of want to give some love to Brent Suter as well. I know there's not really much love to give in a game like this, but just kind of a total teammate, just like the ultimate guy you want out there, no matter the situation. Like, look, I know we're getting destroyed. I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice myself because I'm not going to be able to pitch tomorrow. I'm going to have to throw a lot of pitches to get through this. Just throw me out there. I will take care of it, and I'll mop this one up. Respect, man. And like, wasn't bad. I mean, I know he gave up 2 runs, but 3 strikeouts tonight in 2 innings. So at least want to give him his respect pretty well as well. Actually, he had a pretty decent July, Jason. He's just had a really bad August. So it is what it is. It says here, it's the 20th one game doesn't make a season moment. Only 20? I don't know. Feels like there could be more than that. But you know what? There was some fun today. One guy, you could say a big guy, made his big league debut and earned the right to be the first ever big league debut Locked On Player of the Game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Big Sugar came to town and did his thing. And it was pretty fun to watch. Zach Maxwell tonight goes 2 innings, has 5 strikeouts, does give up a homer. I'm not going to act like he was perfect. But he was fun. He was pretty fun to watch. Didn't walk anybody. Just went out there and took care of business. And I knew he was in there in a game where he was down 7-0. And they probably didn't have as much pressure on him. But boy, did he throw the ball pretty well. He really did. Really liked what they got from Zach Maxwell tonight. Thought he was a lot of fun. And gave us one thing to kind of have some encouragement from in this game, but it is what it is. So yeah, want to give a shout out to Zach Maxwell for getting Locked On Player of the Game tonight. Well deserved. Unfortunately, probably not available tomorrow, but would like to see if he could just kind of go out there and maybe give us something tomorrow. But now we move on and we discuss the Cincinnati Reds trying to avoid being swept tomorrow against a guy who hasn't made himself very friendly with the Reds. If you guys recall, Zach Gallen went on a podcast earlier this year and accused the Reds of cheating with how they have their mound set up at GABP. So if you're the Reds, you got not only that, not going to be swept tomorrow, but you got to have that on your mind too. Zach Gallen goes tomorrow against Brady Singer, but today the Reds are losers to the Diamondbacks 10-1. The Diamondbacks have 10 runs on 14 hits, no errors. The Reds have 1 run, 7 hits on 1 error. Your winning pitcher tonight is Nabil Chrismat getting his first win of the year. Your losing pitcher is Andrew Abbott. He's now 8-4. And Jake Woodford, yes, that Jake Woodford got his first save of the year tonight. And like I said, the Reds are back at it tomorrow, hoping to avoid getting swept as Brady Singer takes the hill for the Reds. He is 11-9 with a 4.18 ERA, going against Zach Gallen, who is 9-13 with a 5.28. First pitch is at 4:10. I'm very excited that first pitch is at 4:10. I cannot wait to do this one. Hopefully we're discussing a win and getting ready to go to the Dodgers with a little bit more momentum. But I'm Tim Daniel. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Have a great evening. I'll see you all tomorrow.